Let's turn our attention now to our national game. Very soon, about 150,000 men, women and children will be out chasing the oval ball once again as the new rugby season kicks off.
No one wants to consider the unimaginable, though. What happens to those who get seriously injured? Who's there to support those unlucky players? Well, as Matt Chisholm discovered, there is indeed a little-known organisation who's been doing a lot of good for decades.
I'm gonna love ya.
They call themselves Spartans.
Bunch of lads, fight for each other, fight for the death.
Old warriors putting on a show
You deserve so good.
for fallen ones.
How much? Too much! How much?
Pick each other up and keep moving forward. That's the way we roll.
A star-studded team including 7 former internationals, like former All Black Carlos Spencer. All with their boots back on for charity.
Had a great career and came out the other end injury-free, you know, so to give back to such a great cause that's looking after injured rugby players is fantastic.
The swell, fantastic tennis-side Dunedin tournament, cooked up by local lad Shane Waldron.
That guy's got a huge heart.
A solid pre-season hit-out come fundraiser for the little-known New Zealand Rugby Foundation.
Supporting rugby by playing rugby. Brilliant.
The organisation that's taken care of our seriously injured players, financially and emotionally, for the past 30 years.
It's really horses for courses. We do really whatever it takes. Every single situation is different, but yes, we're there from day dot with a hammock.
Is it hush money? Do you pay them to be positive?
Certainly not. Certainly not.
Through their own fundraising and with financial assistance from the Rugby Union, the foundation supports about 100 seriously injured players. Like Invercargill 33-year-old Ben Larson, who broke his neck in an off-the-ball spear tackle when he was just 16.
Yeah, I thought I was going to die. I really did. I mean, I just thought this must be what dying's like. Like, I couldn't move, you know, and at that stage I could hardly breathe, really.
You're the judge. Oh no.
Understandably, life as a tetraplegic has at times been tough.
It's almost harder on your family than it is on yourself, to be honest. Your family feel for your pain, you know, and you feel for their pain.
How do you feel about the game that put you in this position?
I've got absolutely no problem at all with rugby. No, I've got no bitterness at all. I could have driven home that day and the same thing happened.
Hard to believe, but it's a feeling that's common amongst seriously injured players, with the Rugby Foundation softening the blow.
I would rather have had this happen playing rugby than anything else, because you get the support.
Time moves a little slower here.
When ACC wouldn't, the foundation coughed up thousands to shift Ben from the top floor of his parents' house to the bottom.
What do we do in a natural disaster, you know? I couldn't really just shimmy down the drain pipe or throw a rope ladder out the window.
6 years on, they've just forked out again for a new flat and put their hand in their pockets to pay Ben's university fees.
Formation of classical societies.
But it's not just about financial assistance. The foundation has also created a community.
It's like a big family, really.
They've taken Ben to the Wellington Sevens 3 times, a chance to chew the fat with about 25 others who are in the same boat.
It's all put on for you. Airfares, accommodation, meals out, alcohol, I shouldn't say that.
The foundation also communicates the safety first message, and it's working. Over the last 15 years, the number of serious spinal injuries has dropped from more than 10 a year to less than 3. Partly because New Zealand Rugby made it compulsory for all coaches to attend annual scrummaging and tackling workshops.
Overall, though, we are seeing more accidents in the game. What do you think that is?
I think the reporting is a whole lot more accurate, certainly in terms of concussion, the level of awareness and the level of care.
Despite all the tough times, Ben still reckons rugby's a risk worth taking and believes you're better off getting into trouble on the field
I'd love to get out there and stretch the old legs.
than on the couch.
You know, when I was in hospital, there was a guy that fell backwards on the lazy boy because he was rocking too hard. You know, like, accidents happen.
Another amazingly positive person. Carlos Spencer was looking in pretty good shape still,
not
wasn't
bad,
he?
though.
He's
He
still
is not
doing
bad.
well. Interesting little fact about that, the organiser of that tournament, Shane Waldron, you'll remember, he actually featured on 7 Sharp last year. He was the guy, remember the guy that was covered in the tats that on
Yes.
Christmas Day gave up his Christmas
Presents.
Day to help Dunedin families?
Fantastic.
Yeah.